Today we'll be looking at the script I've made for projectile movement and at the ricochet effect. The first script is for our blue projectile motion. On the first line, I've declared some variables. Speed representing the speed of the ball, knock force being the force at which the ball can move the player, and time passed representing the time since our ball has been spawned. Remember that whenever we create a ball, we use the same asset, also called a prefab. After that, we have a particle system which is attached to the ball. We are looking at the blue projectile prefab. If we take a look in the left, we see that the bullet has a game object called trail as its child. This game object presents a particle system component, which is our imitation of a trail. It has a long duration in order for it to look like a trail. It is looping. It doesn't have any start delay since our particles have to spawn at any point, and the particles won't live too much since we don't want to have too many of them due to performance issues. Their start speed is 0 because we don't need them to be moving, and their start size is small. Their color is a lighter blue because I like blue, and gravity won't affect them by setting the gravity modifier to 0. Moving on, our maximum particles is set to 3000 because we want to preserve performance while having a good imitation. In our emission tab, we will spawn particles based on the distance our ball travels. In this case, we set rate over time to 0 and rate over distance to 20. I made our particles look like small spheres, and that is all I needed. Looking back at our script, we have a weird type of variable called dissolve transition. This variable is a script or component which we access in the start method. This component will start a dissolve transition where our trail will stop and our ball will dissolve. We have to keep in mind that our ball is an already made asset, prefab, so that means that by attaching this script to the prefab, the script will run as soon as the ball is spawned. So in order to not destroy the ball as soon as we spawned it, we disable the script temporarily until we need it. Whenever we spawn a bullet or launch as you like, we will start our particle system. In the update method, we check if the time passed 4 seconds. If it did, we will make sure that our player can shoot and we will despawn the ball. In the fixed update method, which is great for physics calculations, we will call a method called bounce. Our bounce method will make our player move. It will instantiate a ray from the position of the ball in its forward direction, where we will store information about things we hit with our raycast hit type of variable. We will check to see if our ray has hit something. If we hit the player, we will create a vector which will help in moving the player in the opposite direction of the ball movement. After that, we will let the player be able to shoot another ball, and we will start our dissolve transition to despawn the ball. In the end, we will add force to the player using our knock force variable and a calculation based on the speed of the ball, such that if the ball is slower, it won't move you to the other side of the map. Above that, the force is of type impulse. If we haven't hit the player, we will check if we hit other game objects that aren't on layer 9. Layer 9 representing the triggers, because we are translating the ball, not moving it using physics. If it happens so, we will create a reflection vector, which will reflect based on our ray and the surface we hit. And then, our ball will have that vector as its forward direction.